Alright, folks, let me ask you a question. When was the last time you really looked at the pennies rattling around in your pocket or your car's cup holder? No, I mean really looked. You might be sitting on a fortune, like literal millions. Yes, we're talking about a penny. But not just any penny, the 2018 D Lincoln penny. That tiny copper coin you might have used to buy gum could actually be worth a staggering $1.1 million today. I know, it sounds like something out of a Hollywood treasure hunt movie, but trust me, this is real. And if you've ever wanted to know how a penny turns into a millionaire maker, you're in the right place. Stick around, because I've got all the details, tips, and even a funny little story about how I almost tossed a potential fortune into a coin. JAR.so. What makes the 2018 D Lincoln penny so special? First, let's break it down. The D on the penny stands for the Denver Mint, where this little beauty was struck. 2018 was an unassuming year for pennies, with billions produced, but somewhere in that mountain of coins lies a unicorn, a rare error penny. That's right, an error. And as any collector will tell you, in the world of coin collecting, errors are like hidden treasure maps. This particular penny is rumored to have a unique error that sets it apart. Whether it's a double die, a misstrike, or some other tiny manufacturing hiccup, these quirks make collectors lose their minds. Why? Because these mistakes are rare. They weren't supposed to happen, so they become instant legends. It's like the coin version of finding a typo in the first edition of a best-selling book, except this typo is worth over $1 million. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, but how do I know if my 2018 D penny is the one? Don't worry, I've got you covered to grab that magnifying glass, or let's be honest, just zoom in with your phone. Check for signs of doubling, especially on the date or the word Liberty. Look closely at Lincoln's face. Does it look like Honest Abe's been partying a little too hard? Uneven strikes or strange lines? Bingo! You might have something. Here's a pro tip: don't clean the coin. I know it's tempting, but cleaning coins can reduce their value faster than a toddler with a crayon on a white wall. Just keep it as is and show it to a trusted coin dealer. Speaking of keeping coins, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I had a jar of coins sitting in the corner of my kitchen. You know, the one overflowing with pocket change and the occasional button. One lazy Saturday, I decided to cash it in at the coin counter. I was halfway through dumping the jar when I noticed a penny that looked weird. The date was blurry, and something about it just seemed off. So, I googled it and realized I might be holding an error penny worth thousands. My heart was racing. Then, I dropped it. The thing rolled under the fridge, and I spent the next hour with a flashlight and a spatula trying to fish it out. Turns out, it wasn't worth much, but hey, lesson learned. Always check your coins before tossing them. If you do find a 2018 D penny that seems promising, here's what to do next. First, get it professionally graded. This is key. Grading services like PCGS or NGC will authenticate and assign a grade to your coin. The higher the grade, the more it's worth. Once it's graded, you can list it at an auction or sell it to a collector, and remember, patience is a virtue. Rare coins can take time to sell, but when they do, oh boy, is it worth it. Alright, so let's recap. The 2018 D Lincoln penny could be your ticket to $1 million payday, but you've got to know what to look for: errors, doubling, misstrikes. And hey, don't forget to check your pockets, your couch cushions, or that jar of change you've been ignoring for years. If you learned something new today, or if you're about to go raid your coin collection, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. I've got tons more tips and stories about coins that could change your life. Turn on those notifications so you don't miss out, because who knows? The next video might just feature the coin hiding in your house. And hey, if you find a 2018 D penny that looks a little off, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your stories. Hey there, treasure hunters. Ever feel like you might be sitting on a gold mine and not even know it? No, I'm not talking about that dusty old jewelry box in your attic or your uncle's questionable stamp collection. I'm talking about pennies, yes, those tiny copper coins jingling in your pocket or hiding between couch cushions. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most sought-after pennies out there, the 1976 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny. Yep, this little guy is worth a jaw-dropping $1.2 million. So, if you've got a jar of coins somewhere, you'll want to stick around because you might just be richer than you think. Let me set the stage. It's 1976. America is celebrating its bicentennial. The nation is decked out in red, white, and blue, and disco fever is in full swing. Amidst all the celebrations, the Denver Mint is busy cranking out Lincoln pennies, including a very special batch. Fast forward to today, and one of these coins could turn you into an instant millionaire. Sounds crazy, right? But it's true. Now, let's talk specifics. What makes the 1976 D penny so valuable? It's all about rarity and condition. These aren't your average pocket change pennies. The ones worth big bucks are those in near perfect condition, graded as MS67 or higher by coin grading services like PCGS or NGC. If you've got one that's shiny, uncirculated, and free of scratches, you could be in for a big payday. But wait, there's more. Some of these pennies have unique mint errors, like doubling on the lettering or unusual die cracks. These imperfections actually make the coin more desirable to collectors. Think of it like a rare misprint in a famous book. It's the quirks that make it special. Flip your penny over and check the back. Is the Lincoln Memorial crisp and clear? Are the words E pluribus unum easy to read? If the details pop, you might be holding on to a winner. And now, let me tell you a little story. A couple of years ago, I was going through a jar of old pennies with my grandma. You know, just a casual Sunday afternoon activity. As we were sorting, I stumbled upon a 1976 D penny that looked practically brand new. I got super excited, thinking, this is it. I've hit the jackpot. Spoiler alert, it wasn't worth $1.2 million. But hey, it was still worth $5, and that's $5 more than I had before. Plus, I got to spend some quality time with my grandma, who insisted on keeping the penny for luck. The moral of the story? Always check your coins, you never know what you might find. Even if you don't strike it rich, it's a fun and surprisingly addictive hobby. By the way, if you're wondering where to sell a 1976 D penny, there are plenty of options. Online marketplaces like eBay are a great place to start, but for high-value coins, consider reaching out to a professional coin dealer or attending a coin auction. Trust me, if your penny is the real deal, collectors will be lining up to make you an offer. Alright, folks, let's wrap this up. The 1976 D Mint Mark Lincoln penny is proof that sometimes the smallest things can have the biggest value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who likes to daydream about finding treasure in your spare change, it's worth taking a closer look at those pennies. And hey, if you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of valuable coins, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more tips, stories, and strategies to help you uncover hidden gems in your pocket change. Who knows? Your next big find might just be hiding in plain sight. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and happy hunting! Keep checking those coins, and I'll see you in the next video. Hey everyone! Welcome back to Coins Worth More, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare coins. Today, we're talking about a little penny with a big value, the 2004 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. You might think, a penny? Really? But trust me, this little guy is making waves in the coin collecting world. So, let's break it down, shall we? Now, let's talk about the 2004 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. You might be wondering, why is a simple penny worth so much? Well, stick with me, we'll get to that in just a minute. But first, let's set the stage. A few years ago, I had a friend who found one of these coins in his pocket change. He had no idea what he was holding onto, and when he finally took it to a coin shop, his jaw hit the floor. Let's just say, that penny turned into a very profitable story. So, why is the 2004 no-mint Mark penny so valuable? Well, here's the deal. Most coins have a mint mark, a little letter on the coin that tells you where it was produced. For example, you've got Denver, D, San Francisco, S, Philadelphia, P, and so on. But with the 2004 penny, there's no mint mark at all. This makes it rare because no one knows where it was minted. It's like a mystery penny, like it just appeared from nowhere. And that's exactly why collectors are going crazy for these. On top of that, these pennies were only made for a short period of time, which adds to their scarcity. Scarcity equals value. Now, let's talk numbers. A typical 2004 penny, the one with a mint mark, is worth face value But a 2004 no mint mark penny? Oh, it can fetch you over $1,300. Yes, you heard that right. $1,300 for a penny. That's not pocket change, that's life-changing change. Unless you have a jar full of these pennies lying around, then we might be talking big bucks. But why is this penny worth so much? Besides the mystery factor, it's because collectors are looking for those rare gems that aren't mass-produced. Coins like these are rare finds, and people are willing to pay for them. Host, leaning in slightly, with a playful tone, and hey, who knows? Maybe your spare change jar has one too. Now, if you're thinking, how do I even know if I have one of these? Great question. Start by checking your loose change. Look for those pennies without mint marks. Another trick? Inspect those worn down or faded looking coins, they could be worth more than you think. Of course, if you've got a jar full of old coins, maybe invite a friend over for a little coin sifting party. Just be ready to show off the findings. So, there you have it, the 2004 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. A little piece of history that could be worth a whole lot more than you'd expect. Whether you're just starting your coin collection or you've been at it for years, it's always exciting to discover those hidden treasures. Host, pausing, then with enthusiasm, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I've got more tips, tricks, and stories about coins worth big bucks coming your way. Join the journey, and let's find those rare gems together. Hey everyone! Welcome back to your channel name, where we dive into the fascinating world of rare coins that could be hiding in your pocket change. Today, we're talking about a coin that could have you doing a double take, the 1994 no mint mark Lincoln penny. And trust me, it's worth way more than just a penny. You're at a yard sale, digging through a box of old coins, and bam! You spot a 1994 Lincoln penny. At first, you think, oh, just another penny, but what if I told you that this little guy could be worth over $1.4 million? Yeah, I see you doing a double take right now. Now, before we get too excited, let's break down why this coin is so valuable. In 1994, the US Mint produced millions of pennies, but not every coin is created equal. The 1994 no mint mark penny is one of those rarities that collectors go crazy for. See, in 1994, the Denver Mint produced most of the coins, and those pennies had a small D mint mark. But for some reason, a handful of 1994 pennies were accidentally struck without a mint mark. That tiny oversight makes them incredibly rare. I remember my first experience with a coin like this. I was going through my grandmother's old change jar, and I found what I thought was just another regular penny. Little did I know, it turned out to be a rare 1982 no mint mark penny, worth over $1,000. It was a total aha moment. And that's what makes this hobby so fun, you never know what treasure might be hiding in your pocket change. Cut to side-by-side visuals, the coin and auction listings or sales prices for similar 1994 no mint mark pennies. Now, you might be wondering, why is this coin worth so much? Well, scarcity plays a huge role. Only a small fraction of these 1994 pennies slipped through the cracks without a mint mark, and the demand for rare coins like this continues to rise. Plus, with inflation and growing interest in numismatics, coins like these have become a hot commodity. So, next time you're at a garage sale, coin show, or even just going through your own loose change, keep an eye out for those 1994 no mint mark pennies. They could be worth a small fortune. If you enjoyed learning about this coin and want more tips on coins worth money, hit that subscribe button. I post new videos regularly on rare coins, strategies for finding valuable ones, and personal stories like the one I shared today. Cut to a playful ending screen, text overlay reads, "Subscribe for more rare coin finds and strategies," with fun background music. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Until next time, happy hunting, and may your pockets be filled with hidden treasures. This structure provides a friendly, informative, and humorous tone that engages viewers while giving them a relatable experience with coin hunting. Hey there, coin enthusiasts! Have you ever come across a coin that looks ordinary, but could be worth a small fortune? Well, today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 2008 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Trust me, this little coin might surprise you. Imagine finding a penny worth $1.5 million sitting in your pocket change. Sounds crazy, right? Well, believe it or not, there's one particular penny from 2008 that could be worth that much, and today, we're going to talk all about it. So, let's start with the basics. A penny from 2008 might seem like just another run-of-the-mill coin, but here's the thing: no mint mark means it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which gives it some extra value. Typically, pennies have a P, D, or S mint mark, but this one? Just a plain OL 2008. Now, why does a penny without a mint mark make collectors drool? Well, it's simple: rarity. Since 2008 is not considered an extremely old coin, most of them are still floating around, but only a select few are in the condition to make collectors go wild. A well-preserved penny, with the right imperfections or low production numbers, skyrockets its value. Let me tell you a little story. A few years ago, I was at a flea market just like you might be this weekend, casually flipping through a jar of pennies. Lo and behold, I came across a 2008 penny with no mint mark. I didn't think much of it at first, but after a little research, I was floored. That penny could have been worth hundreds, maybe even thousands. Fast forward to today, and that same 2008 no mint mark penny can fetch up to $1.5 million at auction. And guess what? Some collectors out there are willing to pay top dollar for even the slightest imperfections, like those tiny double dies or slight misalignments. It's wild. Alright, so you've got your hands on a 2008 penny with no mint mark, now what? First things first, check for any signs of wear or unusual markings. Look for tiny doubling, strange textures, or even slight errors in the lettering. Those are the signs of a highly sought-after coin. So, there you have it. The 2008 no mint mark Lincoln penny isn't just your average penny. With the right eye and a bit of luck, you could be sitting on a literal treasure. If you want more tips on coins worth big bucks, strategies for spotting valuable coins, and a whole lot of humor along the way, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Subscribe, like, and ring that bell. Join the journey, and let's uncover more hidden gems together. Hey there, coin enthusiasts. Have you ever stumbled across a coin that's worth more than your first car? Well, today we're diving into a coin that's more valuable than gold, literally. We're talking about the 1973 D mint mark Lincoln penny, and trust me, it's going to blow your mind. Let's kick things off with a little history lesson. The 1973 D mint mark Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, and while most pennies from that year aren't worth more than face value, a select few, like this one, hold some serious value. Cut to close-up of the penny as the host turns it over, showing off the D mint mark. Now, why is this little guy so valuable? Well, it comes down to a few things: errors, mintage numbers, and, of course, demand from collectors. This penny? It's one of those special ones, worth about $1.6 million at its peak. So, funny story, my buddy Steve found a 1973 D penny a few years ago. At the time, he had no idea what he had. I was on the phone with him when he showed it to me, and I could literally hear his jaw hitting the floor. It's one of those moments when you realize just how easily you could overlook something special. But what makes a 1973 D penny worth $1.6 million? Well, besides its rarity, sometimes these coins have subtle imperfections, things like misaligned strikes, double dies, or even just really low mintages. These tiny details can push the value through the roof. And it's not just collectors looking for these gems, investors and numismatists are constantly on the hunt for rare coins. In fact, the demand has been steadily rising, which means that the value of these pennies could only go up. Alright, so you're probably wondering, how can you find something like this? Well, it's all about keeping your eyes peeled. Look for oddities in your change, check the condition, and don't forget, sometimes these rare finds are hiding in plain sight. And hey, even if you don't strike it big with a $1.6 million penny, it's still fun to imagine. I mean, could you imagine accidentally finding $1 million coin and realizing you spent it on coffee? But seriously, if you love discovering valuable coins and learning about how rare finds can boost their value, be sure to hit that subscribe button. I've got more amazing stories and tips coming your way, and who knows? Maybe your next piece of pocket change could be worth more than a paycheck. Fades out to the YouTube end screen with subscribe button and links to other videos. Thanks for watching, and keep hunting for those hidden treasures. See you next time. Hey everyone! Welcome back to Old Coins Prices, where we dive deep into the world of rare and valuable coins. Today, we're talking about a penny, yes, a penny that could make you rich. Specifically, the 1981 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. So, grab a snack, get comfy, and let's talk about why this little coin could be worth $1.8 million. Let's start with the basics. Most pennies you see today were minted with a specific mint mark, whether it's D for Denver, S for San Francisco, or no mint mark for Philadelphia. But in 1981, something rare happened. The Philadelphia Mint accidentally omitted the mint mark on some of its pennies. Now, that might sound like a tiny error, but it turned out to be a big deal for collectors. And when we say big deal, we mean big. These tiny errors have become incredibly valuable due to their rarity. So, what makes this penny so special? Well, imagine going to your change jar and finding something worth $1.80 million. That's exactly what's happening here. The story doesn't stop there. Back in the day, people didn't think twice about those error pennies, they probably thought, it's just a mistake. Fast forward a few decades, and collectors have realized how rare these little blunders are. So, let's break it down. How do we know these 1981 no mint mark pennies are worth so much? Well, experts base the value on condition, demand, and the number of collectors looking for them. A coin in perfect condition can go for astronomical prices. And while you might be thinking, I don't have a $1.8 million coin, you'd be surprised what a bit of research and persistence can do. Here's a fun little story. A few years ago, my friend found a 1981 penny in his change jar, just sitting there, totally unremarkable, right? Fast forward to a coin show, and an expert flipped it over and bam, there was no mint mark. It was a shocking moment, and that coin went on to sell for a crazy amount. So, moral of the story? Always double-check your pennies. If you're wondering how to tell if your penny is a 1981 no mint mark, it's simple. Look for missing mint marks, check for clear edges, and consider grading to ensure its authenticity. But remember, condition is everything. Even tiny scratches or dings can drastically affect the price. And if you're lucky enough to find one, just remember, don't spend it. Unless you're buying a house or a tropical island. Alright, folks. I hope you enjoyed this little dive into the world of rare coins and the magic behind the 1981 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Who knew such a tiny coin could pack such a massive punch, right? If you found this video helpful or even just fun, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss out on more coin tips and stories. And if you've got a 1981 penny lying around, take a closer look, you never know what treasures might be hiding in your change jar. Alright, let's talk about something we all have lying around, pennies. Now, imagine this, you're digging through your couch cushions, looking for spare change for coffee, and bam! You stumble upon a 2006 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. What if I told you that tiny, overlooked coin could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.9 million? Yeah, you heard me right. $1.9 million. Crazy, right? But hang on, before you start flipping over every penny in sight, let me take you on a journey into what makes this coin so special, how you can find one, and why it's worth more than most houses. Let's start with the basics. What is a no mint mark penny? Usually, coins have a little letter stamped on them, indicating where they were made, like D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But some coins, like the 2006 no mint mark Lincoln penny, don't have that letter. This happens when the coin is minted in Philadelphia. Normally, that wouldn't be a big deal, tons of pennies are minted in Philly every year. In 2006, there was a mistake. Some pennies came out with a unique error that collectors absolutely love. These pennies have a super rare die misalignment, which means the stamping process went a little haywire. Instead of a perfectly centered design, the details are slightly off-kilter. It's a small detail you might not notice at first glance, but coin collectors? They go bananas for this kind of thing. Now, I know what you're thinking, okay, but how does that turn a penny into millions? Great question. Let me explain. Coins are graded on a scale that goes up to 70, with 70 being absolute perfection. Most 2006 pennies are going to fall somewhere in the average range. But if your penny has that rare misalignment and it's in pristine, untouched condition, that's when the value skyrockets. One of these bad boys, graded MS-70, that's mint state 70, recently sold for $1.9 million at auction, but wait, there's more. No, I'm not selling you a ShamWow. These pennies are also valuable because of their historical significance. Abraham Lincoln has been featured on the penny for over a century, and collectors love coins that tell a story. A rare error coin featuring one of America's most beloved presidents? That's the ultimate jackpot. Now, let me make this relatable. A couple of months ago, I was helping my grandma clean out her attic. You know how it goes: old photo albums, Christmas decorations from 1983, and boxes full of random stuff. Well, we stumbled upon an old jar of coins. At first, I didn't think much of it, just a bunch of dusty pennies and nickels, right? But then I remembered hearing about rare coins and decided to take a closer look. Long story short, while I didn't find a $1.9 million penny that day, I did discover a wheat penny from 1943 that was worth a couple $100. Not bad for something that was just sitting in a jar for decades. So, what's the moral of the story? Check your pennies, people. You never know what hidden treasure might be lurking in your spare change. Alright, folks, let's recap. The 2006 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny is worth big bucks because of a rare error, its pristine condition, and its historical significance. If you happen to find one in your collection, get it graded by a professional to see if you've struck gold, or in this case, copper. And now, here's the fun part. Go grab that jar of coins, dig through your wallet, or even raid your kid's piggy bank. Who knows? You might just be sitting on a fortune. And if you do find a treasure, don't forget who told you about it. Before you go, if you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about coins that could make you rich, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I'm here to help you uncover hidden treasures, one coin at a time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.